Hey, boys and girls, it's Ms. Bone here, and today I am going to make sure you know how to do a little something on your slides, on your lessons. You are exploring perimeter, you are measuring lengths and widths and using all your amazing math skills like adding and multiplication to find perimeters, to find areas, all that amazing geometry stuff. But this slide can be a little tricky because you're being required to use some shapes to draw a robot. So that's kind of cool. I love robots, but it can get a little tricky when we're on Google Slides and we're forgetting how to maneuver everything. So let's, excuse me. All right, so you could see my slide. It is shared. And first thing we want to do is always go back to remembering that if you want to manipulate these virtual manipulatives, so move them around, work with them, trade places, put them on something, all that kind of stuff. Got to make sure you select it first. And we know it's selected when the little blue boxes are around it, okay? So I think I might use this as the robot's head, maybe. Yeah, his head. Nice big head, big robot head. So I'm gonna leave this here. And then if you see in the directions, it says label the widths and the lengths and the perimeters. So you're gonna wanna take this handy dandy ruler and you're gonna wanna measure your sides. Notice again, the ruler needs to be selected with the blue squares all around it. So the length of this shape, which looks really like a square, very much looks like a square because all four sides look equal, but I'm going to double check it with the ruler also just to remind you of how to work that virtual ruler. You've got it. It's at 0, it ends at 2. So this side is 2 centimeters. So remember that scribble tool? We want to make sure to go up here to the top, click on that line, and we could scribble a 2 right inside there, right? Or if you don't feel like doing the scribble tool, well, you know what? We'll do it for the next side. So let me double check. Now remember, to be able to move this ruler, watch me spin it. Oop, it's like that. Oop, it's like that. Oop. Just like if we were at our desks. If we were at our desks with a ruler, we'd be having to move that ruler around or move the paper around. Something would have to move in order for us to start our ruler on 0, right? And measure the length or the width of one of the sides. So you're going to do the same thing with the virtual manipulative. Pretend you're at your desk and you got to move that ruler around. You're going to select the ruler. And if you see this little circle on top of the ruler, that's how you can, I just moved everything. It happens. Make sure, see, I just did the same thing. I didn't make sure the ruler was selected before I started dragging stuff around. Now I can see my blue outline around the ruler and I can see this little blue circle on top and I can move this ruler however I need it. And I want to add, like I said, I think this is a square, looks like a square, but let's always just double check and measure one of the other sides. And you know what? There we go. Looks about right. Yep. Just falling right there. We're going to go to the nearest centimeter, very, very close to 2. So this must be a square. And if you don't want to do a scribble, I mean, now that we know it's a square, we don't actually have to write a 2 anymore at all. However, I just wanted to show you guys, if you don't want to do a scribble for all of the sides, you can just put a little 2. So you click on the text box up here. Don't click on the line. Click on this T with a box around it. And then you can go over to your shape and you can just, this is a big text box. I just made a really big text box, but if you outline, select the text box and then drag it, you can make it really small, this really teeny little text box. And just like the ruler, just like the shapes, you can move that text box wherever you want. And then you can click inside and just type a 2. And as you can see on my screen, I've got a 2 scribbled in for one side, and then I've got a 2 typed in for one of the sides. You can choose to put them however you like, but you want to make sure you put them because your next job is going to be to find the perimeter of what you got there. So if all of these are 2, we know perimeter is all the way around. And I think I'll do a text box again. Again, these text boxes are coming up real big. So all you have to do is select the blank space and then just click on these sides here, just like I'm doing, and make it as big as you want. And I think I'm going to put perimeter equals 2, 4, 6, 8, or 2 times 4, because a square has 4 sides and they're all going to be 2 centimeters. Well, this square, they're all going to be 2 centimeters. So I've got perimeter equals 8. It's inside that first shape. And now I'm ready to get my robot going. That's his head, right? That's his head. So I think I'm going to take this long little skinny thing. You know what? I think this is going to be his body, so it's got to be a little bit bigger. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Like a lot bigger. There we go. Now, boys and girls, I'm going to jump over here to my ruler, and I'm going to, it's already long ways, so I'm going to measure my first side, make sure that 0 is lined up, and that rectangle side is 5 centimeters. So I'm going to use my scribble tool this time, I think. Put a 5 there. And then remember, we click on that ruler and we flip it around to where we need it to be. We make sure that is what is highlighted or outlined, meaning has the blue boxes around it before you start moving it around. And here we go. Now we're measuring the other side. And you know what? It's 1.5. I don't want to work with halves today. So I'm going to make his body a little bit skinnier. Boys and girls, do not even worry about making the shapes bigger or smaller or making them land on the even centimeters. Because you know what? This is your robot. And as long as you are practicing measuring perimeter, you are good as gold. Have fun building your robots. Have fun working with your virtual ruler. Good luck finding perimeter. I know you can do it.